Hey everybody, Stippling's on, and it is Stippling Saturday. I am working on this fan piece for Simon Poitier, his Nat verse. This is Nat the Merc, so I'm just working on that, and you can hear the background noise to know that I'm working at my local dive bar, and we got preseason football up, guys. So, and remember, this episode of Stippling Saturday is brought to you by Stat Investigators. I have my ash can available. If you're interested, all you need to do is send a message to me via Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and I will send you out the ash can. I've done it in a fanzine style. It's on top of the first 8 pages are available in the ash can. No dialogue. It's all the artwork. So if you're interested, just let me know. And today's a tough week. We all found out yesterday that Tom Palmer has passed away at 81 years old. Tom is an extraordinary inker. I discovered Tom because he was the inker for Star Wars. And I was a Star Wars comic book fan long before I discovered superheroes. I mean, I saw the ads in the comics for Captain America, Spider-Man, all that, but because of Star Wars comics, but I didn't really get into them for quite a long time. Star Wars was the book for me, and it wasn't until years later when I really started paying attention about who creators were, who the writer was, who the penciler was. I discovered Tom Palmer, and Tom Palmer had such powerful inks that at first I didn't realize that there was a different penciler. I thought the penciler was all the same. It wasn't until much later, as I was really, like I said, paying attention to who the writer is, who the penciler was, that I realized that Walt Simonson did not do all of those issues of Star Wars, that Ron French went after Walt and then Bob McLeod. But the pencil or the inks by Tom were so strong, so powerful that, and the best thing about it was he really gave us that feel of Star Wars by referencing the vehicles so heavily to the point where if a penciler was creating a different type of Star Wars vehicle, making up their own, he had enough knowledge from doing the Millennium Falcon and Star Destroyers, X-Wings and whatnot, that you could have a completely different vehicle, and he would put the extra details in to make it look and feel like a Star Wars vehicle. So he'll be greatly missed by many people, including myself. So another thing also is that was announced this week is that Mike Chen from the Kubert School is retiring, and he's going into semi-retirement. Quite a shock, but yeah, I mean, Mike Chen has been in the school for so long. If anybody is 50 years or younger and you went to the Kubert School like I did, you interacted with Mike Chen more than anybody else. You interacted with him as a teacher, and many times Even when he wasn't teaching, you still interacted with him. So you actually interacted with Mike Chen more than you did with Joe. By the time I went to the school, like Andy Smith and anybody after Andy Smith's class, we didn't interact with Joe a whole lot. We had Joe as a third-year teacher, but the person you interacted with most was Mike Chen. He was the person you interacted with. So for him to be leaving, in some ways it's sad, but it's like he put in so much time at the school that I know that at least the last decade, maybe half decade, Mike wasn't really teaching a whole lot. He was more behind the scenes. But having Mike as an instructor was important to all of us. We may not have seemed like it at the time, but you interacted with him the most. He instructed you the most. I still remember many of his critiques for art assignments, and Mike gave a very rough critique. He would really give you a really good critique, but the biggest thing about Mike was he would give critiques is he was still very respectful. He could take the piece of artwork you've done, rip it down to its core, but he didn't do it in such a way that you're like, yeah, fuck you, I'm not going to do a better job. No, fuck you, I'm not going to do anything. No, he gave you such a critique that you wanted to do better, and you took what he was saying to you to heart. So Mike, I know, will be missed. The halls of the Cubic School will be much quieter without Mike there. I still remember I went up to see him for one of those open houses. This is after Joe had died. The school was having open houses before it actually had changed hands to the new owner. And I went up to see Mike, not realizing the school had been renovated. And when Mike saw me, I must have left enough of an impression that he knew I was at the school prior to the renovation. And he took me around the school to show me all the changes that the school had made. And so it was really it was a different kind of Mike. Instead of the uptight Mike, it was much more looser and hey, check this out. Look at these changes they've made. I mean, it was really animated. And we all know Mike. Mike was a very dry person, not very animated. So to see that side of Mike was a lot of fun. And anybody who's going to the school now, Mike, he says he's there, but he's going to be there on a part-time basis. Anybody who's attending, if you want yourself to get a really good critique by Mike, take advantage of it. Okay? I still remember some of the best assignments I ever did was for him. Even better than what I did for Joe. So, he will be... I have a great deal of respect for Mike, and I still remember the one time I did an assignment, one of my first assignments, and he was pointing out the artwork, how, hey, in this panel, you did this, but in this panel, you did this. The person who did this panel did not do this panel, basically saying you didn't put in as much work into this panel as you did this one. So it really pushed me like, hey, you need to put everything into every single panel you do. So this is going to be a short one. One other thing. I'm not going to be working on this piece for too much longer, even though it's not going to be finished. The reason being is because there is a gentleman by the name of Eric Shipman who's doing a comic book. It's available on Indiegogo called Tighten the Mouse. And in his campaign for the volume 3, he has a fan art contest, and he said you can do pretty much anything do your best drawing of Tighten the Mouse. Keep it clean though, because kids will be seeing it. So that's telling me that you will get your work into the book. So I'm working on finalizing the layout, and if you want to look and see the different layouts that I've done and vote as to which one, there's 8 different layouts. If you go over to my Twitter account, it's Stippling V on Twitter, you can see that there's 8 different layouts. In the comments, tell me which one you think I should work on. Whichever one gets the most votes by the end of this weekend is the one I'm going to draw up, and my anticipation is to be working on that next Saturday. So this will be the last time you see this piece being worked on for a while. I'll be working on that one starting next weekend. And I asked and did not get a response as to what the art dimensions are. So I'm going to be doing this full, whether it's even if it's going to be a trading card or a bookmark, whatever it is going to end up being. Okay, I'm doing a full 11 by 17 drawing for it. So I would encourage you to go over and vote, so that way you can have a say in which one I do. And check out the campaign. It's Tighten the Mouse Volume 3. It's available on Indiegogo. Currently it sits, and it is funded, currently it's sitting at $2,774. So I think that campaign deserves a look at. The line work is really, really nice. He was on Michael Bancroft's show, so that's how I discovered the campaign, and I've been checking it out. And like I said, fan card contest is available, so I'm going to be working on it. So, okay. So I'll be having fun with that. And like I always say, remember, life is stressful, and that's why you take it all one dot at a time.